Greg, this relationship has lasted 17 years. What do Steelers GM Kevin Colbert's comments mean for Big Ben and Pittsburgh?
It's simple. It means that it's over for Big Ben. And when you have a general manager say that he did a lot of good things last year and we anticipate that he can do good things moving forward, he's a 17-year vet. He's a Super Bowl champion twice. Like, you don't anticipate that. You know that when you're dealing with a veteran quarterback like Big Ben Roethlisberger. And just for me, when you look at this division, like, Big Ben has regressed. And when you look across their division, don't even look outside of their division. You got the Bengals, who were in last place in that division last year, who could arguably have the best quarterback in that division in Joe Burrow when healthy. Then you got Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens, unanimous MVP. And then you got Baker Mayfield with the Browns, who made an resurgence and got their team to the postseason, winning their first postseason game. All of these quarterbacks are progressing. All of these teams are making strides with that quarterback position, not looking at no other position, with that position. And Ben Roethlisberger, whether Colbert will say it or not, he regressed. He regressed at the worst possible time of the year, which was when they needed him most to win games down the stretch, and specifically in the playoffs. So when I look at this Pittsburgh Steelers team, and specifically the quarterback situation, do they have an option right now? No. Dwayne Haskins, okay, you still can build on that. He has youth, and that's what you look at. With Big Ben Roethlisberger, you got to question, like, are we going to waste more time trying to find an insert that can continue to sustain what we always done, which is win the Pittsburgh Steelers way, Chris?
Well, Greg, look, I think Kevin Colbert clearly watched the Draymond Green press conference. He said, we're not going to play games. All right, you don't want us to play with players' emotions? We're going to keep it real. And they told Ben, look, you're not the man anymore. All right? That doesn't mean we're getting rid of you, but you are not the man anymore. We're going to need you to renegotiate your contract, number one, so we can get that cap hit a lot lower if we keep you. And number two, while we're talking about that, we're going to go out and look for better options. There is a guy, Deshaun Watson, available. We're going to see if we can get a better option than you. All right, they putting all that on the table for Ben. Now, here's the thing, Greg. Here's where I disagree with you. I don't think they can get Deshaun Watson. I don't think they can get a better option for next year. I'm not ready to put my team in the hands of Dwayne Haskins, and certainly not Mason Rudolph. So if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I go out and look around and see what I can get. Most likely I come back and I couldn't get anything. And then we renegotiate with Ben. We get the cap hit down. And guess what? I bring him back for one more year. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? No. But they were 12-4. Ben did have some good moments, and Ben was not the only problem. They had the worst running game in the league by far. Ben had to throw the ball at 38 years old. He had to throw it more than any other quarterback in the NFL. He shouldn't be doing that. So they need to shore up their running game, get some more balance, so it's not all on Ben to throw 600 and some odd passes this next year, and then have a decent season. That's about what they do. The Steelers don't go to rock bottom. Mike Tomlin's never missed the playoffs. Bill Cowher only missed it 3 times. I think they've missed it 7 times since 1980. They are a team that, or I should say, they've had losing seasons, that many losing seasons since 1980. So they are a team that stays good. They reload rather than rebuild. And if I don't have a better option than Ben, then I'm just going to keep him one more year. That's it. See what we can do next year, and then I'll move on from there. Maybe Dwayne Haskins, a year in our building, we can help him mature, get better as a quarterback, mature as a person, and maybe he can handle the team the following year. Or maybe we draft a Mac Jones or somebody like that and groom him to be the heir apparent to Ben. But I'm not just getting rid of Ben when it's going to cost me $22 million anyway. just to go to somebody that I have no confidence in as my quarterback, Joy?
The Steelers need a reality check. Rip off the Band-Aid. It's been a slow drip towards this situation for years. I was done with Ben Roethlisberger 2 years ago. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, so I'm very aware of how the Steelers organization works. It's all about loyalty. I was looking online to fans' reaction yesterday when this came out. Steelers fans, I just need one more year with Ben Roethlisberger. I love him. What are you talking about? Making the playoffs is not the standard for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What have we been watching the past couple years? The reason that the Steelers are in this situation right now, I understand your point, Chris. They made him throw a million times. And nobody can win that way. Not Ben Roethlisberger either, with all of his talent and his cannon arm. But the reason they don't have the next heir to the Steelers franchise is because of Ben Roethlisberger. He's never wanted anybody else in there. It's always about Ben. It didn't work with Le'Veon. It didn't work with Antonio Brown. It's always got to be Ben's way. And Ben's way is what? Let's come in, let's throw the ball around, let's run around a little bit. I'm a big guy, I'm going to throw it down the field. It's all about him. He's not a workout warrior, we know that. He's not a film guy, we know that. It's been all about Ben Roethlisberger, and now the Steelers are in a situation where they have no future at that position, and they owe him $1 bajillion. I don't even want to get into what the cap hit is going to be, which is why they want to restructure it. Mason Rudolph ain't it. He's terrible. I don't know what we're doing. I don't understand. He's a backup quarterback at best. He's not the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not happening. I don't know what's going on with Dwayne Haskins. I don't think he's ready to be a franchise quarterback. Maybe a year in the Pittsburgh system, and they can kind of groom him and develop him a little bit. I don't really see it with Dwayne Haskins, but all I know is if I was running the Pittsburgh Steelers, as brutal as it is to say, you've got to strip down and restructure everything. They have 24 free agents. 24 free agents. And to Greg's point, look at this division. Look at this division. The Cincinnati Bengals have Joe Burrow. They're going to be better next season. There's no more little brother Cleveland Browns. They showed you what they're about in the playoffs. You're never going to forget that game. And we don't have to get into the Baltimore Ravens. So the Steelers are in a really bad situation. I do think Ben is there next year because I don't know what other choice you have. But it's really time for the Steelers to look in the mirror.
Yeah, and I agree, Joy. I'm not so sure that Ben is there, and I get it. It's a big cap number, but you're going to try to find a way to get out of that if you can, trading, whatever the case may be. I'm not a general manager. I'm not going to try to play that role. But what I do know is when you have a quarterback that is at the age that Ben is at, and he is 17 years in the game, and you have a lot of youth around you, you have to be able to make them better. And I'm not saying that Ben does not for 1 second make them better, but are they going to progress at the level and at the speed that they would if they had someone else? And why do I say that? Because Ben last year, Chase Claypool, he's not a route running 10-yard, get me the ball, I just can be a possession guy. Get me the ball downfield. That's what he does. That's where he thrives. That's where Ben used to thrive. That's why you grab a Chase Claypool and you try to play to those things. But when you look at what he didn't do last year, it was that. And he didn't have that confidence. Now, I'll say this as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers can get by without Ben and with Dwayne Haskins at quarterback. Why do I say that? Because they've always had a great defense. If you shore up that defense and you allow that defense, just like last year, to win you so many games, you can still get by. That's why I don't say Ben is going to be there. And as a player who's been in those type of positions and heard those type of conversations from general managers, the writing is typically always on the wall. Once they start talking like that, it is what it is.
I'm just with Joy on this, though. I get it. Ben is almost done. We understand that. But what is the better option? Even if they cut him, they still have to pay. He's got a $22 million cap hit with dead money. So I'm still paying him $22 million, as far as the cap's concerned. So why would I do that just to go to Dwayne Haskins or, God forbid, Mason Rudolph? I just don't think they have a better option. I'd bring back Ben one more year, and then I move.